can't wait to get chatting with the amazing Thando. She'll be joining us pretty soon, hopefully. I met Thando in 2014, and she was doing Dream Girls with us, and that's how I became obsessed with Thando. And over the years, I got to know her, and she was in our first chapel summer sessions, which is amazing. Hey!
How you going?
Happy birthday!
Thank you. What a weird time to have a birthday. It's like you can't do anything. So yeah.
I got some balloons for you in the back. Can you see?
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
I
Here's to you.
Yeah, cheers to you too. I wanted to decorate the whole room full of balloons, and I got these balloons from the milk bar.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And they were called Love, Happy, Happy Love. And every time I blew a balloon up, they would pop. This one.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
They were years
Defective.
And then I checked out the date.
Yeah.
And
they were old.
2004.
2004?
Yeah. And then
Of course they're not going to work.
And then I went to buy Maltesers. And he goes, oh, they're 2018. So you want a discount with them? I was like, what?
Yeah. No, shouldn't be selling that.
Cheeky milk bar.
That's it. How are you?
Very good, very good. It's great to see you. How'd you spend yesterday?
You. Nice to see you too. I went on a Zoom call with my friends.
Amazing.
There were 20 of us in a room, and it was really hard to talk. So I kept having to mute the whole room and then talk to one person at a time while we were all on the same video call together. But it was really nice. It was fun, and the next best thing to having a party, considering the circumstances. So it was really nice. I felt a lot of love. I drank a lot of champagne.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I woke up today hangover free, so I think that's a really good sign for the year to come. I'm very excited.
Can I ask how old you are?
I turned 27.
27.
Yeah,
27's
I'm officially not in my early 20s anymore. Now I'm definitely on the other side of my 20s. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it. I always said that I wanted to see what 30 was like, so I'm getting closer to that. Yeah.
27's a good year because you're still on that cheeky fun stage and you're getting responsible, but you have your confidence as well. So
yeah, that's good. I feel like I have way more of a sense of who I am as a person now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not any more than I had last year because it's too obviously the years are too close. But I definitely know that I'm headed in the direction that I want to stay into my into my adulthood, and yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds. Yeah.
Well, we turned 25 this year, Chapel of Chapel,
which is incredible, amazing.
So what advice would you give to yourself now, to your 25-year-old self?
To step into every opportunity that seems too good to be true very cautiously. I learned a lot of big lessons in the last 2 years.
Yes.
But it's incredible how those potentially negative experiences have made me come out on the other side a lot better. I'm a lot smarter. I'm not as naive anymore. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to see what this newfound wisdom is going to help me navigate future opportunities. So I'm really excited for whatever comes because I feel like I can make the right decisions for myself moving forward now.
Well, that's amazing. So yeah,
it's the best way to say it. Yeah, exactly. We're being very diplomatic here tonight, so I'll leave it at that.
No, lessons learned are growth stages in your life, and if you don't learn these lessons, you just keep going making the same mistakes along the line, and
exactly.
Read the fine print.
That's it. always read the damn fine print. Oh my god. Yeah.
So how are you spending your time in isolation?
I really thought that I would be struggling a lot more than I am or than I have been. But I'm a new mum. I had my daughter Charlie is 8 months old now, so she's kind of at
Amazing.
that stage. Yeah, I just
She's so
we made
cute.
it. I'm so excited. I love her. She's the best, the absolute best. And I feel like because she's always doing something new and exciting, I think her being at home with mum and dad is not something that she's had before. Because I went straight back into gigging when she was 3 months old. So
Yeah, it's full on.
yeah, immediately we started like relying on the help of, friends that had offered to babysit or the grandparents. So she wasn't spending exclusive time with the both of us together. This isolation has obviously forced us to stay at home. So
Yeah.
we've been seeing her grow and develop a lot more than what we were used to. Like she's standing on her own now. She knows to call me mama. She knows to call Henry dada, which is amazing because she differentiates between the two.
So
Um,
cute.
yeah, I love watching her eat food and she keeps every day interesting. So
Yeah.
we obviously had to like establish a routine with her because if she gets restless, we have a really terrible night and then isolation will just be terrible. Like we go out for a walk once a day, we do like the daytime routine, eat food, play games, the naps, cooking. It's actually sort of flown by. I think tomorrow marks our 24th day in isolation, which it doesn't feel like it's been 24 days. Like it's
For
almost
like
been
a
a whole
week.
month. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think like for people that have kids, it's going to go by because they'll keep you on your feet. I mean, that being said, I think there's this sort of expectation as an artist or as a creative to be using this time to be creative and to, create new content and use this time where we're not having to play shows or tour or anything to make new music and whatever. But I've just been so incredibly uninspired. Like, I think
Really.
I've written maybe like two songs, and like, I'm not even super stoked with those. They were just for me to feel like, okay, I've done something useful this time. But once I kind of got rid of that expectation of having to
Do
create
stuff.
something or set, yeah, then I'm just kind of taking it easy, and it's been a lot better for my mental health. And that won't be the same for everybody. I know for some people they'll need to, set goals and to give themselves goals to achieve so they don't feel like they're wasting every day. But it's kind of a way to recharge the batteries, I
It's
think.
really, I
And
think it's really hard sometimes to be like, as a creative, to be at home isolated and to be creative. Like, usually going out
yeah,
and getting inspired, see a movie, going to, see friends, and that inspires you to
and
come
find
back and write music.
inspiration.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And when you're stuck,
exactly.
it's like, ugh, and you can't, there's no one to bounce off.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
creative
tough.
flow is slower. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear.
I mean, it's funny because like I used to write all my stuff with, well, not used to, but I still do. I still write all my stuff with Henry.
Yeah,
So because we're in the same household, I think the unspoken expectation was that we would just be writing a whole bunch of music. But like being parents, like, and both parents in the same household, like our relationship has evolved into something else and was trying to find that balance between, yeah, being parents, living in the same household and being musicians that work together. Um, it's it's a little bit more on the end of being parents at the moment. We haven't
yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
written anything together for a while, but
But that's
that's how it
beautiful.
goes.
That's
Like,
amazing. These are
yeah,
moments where you're gonna have memories and go. Remember we were together the whole time, and it was really
yeah,
sweet, and we grew a lot. That's it's priceless. At the
yeah,
same time, we're quite
yeah.
lucky.
I'm waiting for the time where like Charlie will be old enough to sort of realize what's going on and to want to get amongst it, and then we can, as a family, write music together or play music together because I feel like that'll be really good for our
Oh,
household. Yeah,
amazing! Like, so,
yeah.
like motherhood, how has it changed your life? I mean, you spoke about it, but in terms of
Yeah.
your outlook,
Do you know what? I feel I have so much more assertiveness
yeah,
about the things that I want, and I'm not apologetic, and I'm not sorry for trying to maintain expectations I have of any situation, whether it's like the kind of gig I'm playing or the people that I'm working with or the kind of music I want to sing. Like, just, I'm not, I don't feel like I have to walk on eggshells anymore. And I'm not saying that becoming a mother has given me that right. But obviously, becoming a mother and being an artist and being a creative, I now have to make very serious decisions about whether I want to sacrifice time with my child to do certain things.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't just come down to money either. It's not about the monetary value of something, but just it's the time that's given.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of things where I, haven't been paid. For example, like those bushfire benefit concerts that
Yes.
a whole bunch of musicians were doing. In the position that I was in, I could have literally turned around and said no to all the ones that I did, but I
We
invested that
thank
time. I prepared and
we
and
thank you for
I did
that.
what I thank you. Now
Yeah.
it's something that I felt passionate about, and
Yeah.
to be in the position of power to make those choices. I was never empowered like that before I had my daughter. I always felt like I would be letting people down, and
Yeah.
it's not that I'm not worried about letting people down anymore. I'm a lot more sure of the decisions that I make and know that they're the right thing, and I'm okay to stand in that truth.
And that comes in with age as well, learning to say no.
Yeah.
You can't say yes to
Mm,
everyone all the time. And yeah,
yeah.
I
Do you
feel
know,
yeah.
it's actually really funny. When I was younger, I used to want to go to like every school disco or every friend's birthday party or every like hangout at the mall after school. And my
Yeah.
mum would always say to me, you don't have to go to everything. And she would, like, every time I'd come home and ask her if I could do the next thing, she'd be like, no, you can't go. You can go to the next one. You can go to the next one. And I used to get so angry. Like, why is she not letting me go? Like, it's not a good enough reason you shouldn't go to everything. And I totally get it now. You don't want to, like, oversaturate your opportunities and your
Yeah.
exposure. That way you can appreciate things much more if they are,
And,
spaced out or
and I
far
think
and few
people
between.
appreciate you when when you say, okay, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a
And
lesson that I appreciate now in my adulthood. So thanks, Mom. There will be many more nights.
yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about getting to Melbourne. Tell me about your childhood. Where where were you born? How'd you
I
end up in
was
Melbourne?
born. Where was I born? I don't know what the name of the town was, but I was born in a city called Bulawayo, which is in Zimbabwe, and I was born in 1993. And when I was 7 or 8, I think I was 8. I just turned 8. No, I hadn't just turned 8. I was 8. Um, my family and I moved to Australia because my mom got a job here. She's a sonographer, so she does like ultrasounds and X-rays and stuff.
Oh wow. And was
Yeah.
any other country? Any other country that you wanted to do?
No,
No.
just came straight here. I mean, the
Yeah.
offers were tell me if I'm wrong, Mum, but the offers were Australia, Canada, or the UK.
Wow.
And we chose Australia. We didn't have any family here or anything, but I think the prospects of like schooling and education and just general building of the future, my parents chose here, so ended up here. Man, I could have been Canadian.
No,
I
no, great choice. Great
think I could be
choice.
a really good choice. Yeah, and so we settled in Canberra. So I'd been in Canberra from when I was um 8 years old
Yeah.
till I was 17. I finished year 12, and then I came on a trip to Melbourne to attend this like singing workshop thing.
Yeah.
Um, and my school sponsored me, so like they paid for my ticket to attend this conference. It was like $700, and I'd seen
Wow.
it advertised on Channel V, and I was like, oh my God, I want to go because this will be the thing that makes me become a singer. Like I'm so keen. So my parents couldn't afford it, and
How old were you
I was
then?
like, I was 16. I was
16.
16 at this point.
Cool.
Yeah. I was working at Macca's, so
Yeah. Oh
I wasn't
wow.
getting, yeah, I wasn't getting anywhere near the amount of shifts I needed to save up $700. So I wasn't going to pay my own way up. My school sponsored me, so they bought my ticket, they bought my airfares, and I went up with my mum and my sister. So we were in Melbourne for 3 days, and these workshops were held at the town hall. So I got to like wander the city, 16 years old, wide-eyed, like walking around the city, going to these
Wow.
workshops day in and day out, just so inspired by this beautiful city. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is where I need to be. I need to be in Melbourne because this is where I'm going to be able to learn from the best and establish myself as an artist. And I can be challenged and I can become the artist that I've dreamt of being since I was a kid. So After I finished Year 12, I ended up moving to Melbourne so I could study music. I didn't finish that degree because I had started playing gigs and started cutting my teeth in the industry already working, so I didn't see the need to stay in school and rack up my HECS debt. So I just left that behind very quickly. Yeah, but it's pretty. It's not an extraordinary story. It's just I was
Yeah, it is.
always oh,
You
okay,
want,
go ahead.
have you been back to your homeland?
I went back once
Yeah,
when I was 13 for my
yeah.
grandfather's funeral. So it wasn't under the best of circumstances,
Uh,
and I kind of felt like we were there for about a week and a bit. I felt very just kind of out of it. I'd done a lot of work to, I guess, fit in the best I could in Australia. Like my accent changed, the way that I dressed, the way that I just was. So when I went back and, my cousins and all my family were sort of expecting, that 8-year-old girl who had left. And I just kind of was not that person anymore. I found it really difficult to sort of feel comfortable and to settle myself back in. So that's actually the last time that I've been back.
wow.
And yeah, I would really, I know the importance of family and of maintaining, your your relationships with family abroad, especially. Like I don't have a close relationship with any of my cousins or anything, and we're all scattered around the world now. But to know that we can cross paths at one point, I would really love to be able to connect with them because we were all so close at a point, and it's kind of sad to think that migrating other places has sort of changed that relationship. So I think now that we've got Charlie, we have plans to go visit Zimbabwe, but maybe when things are a bit better economically, politically, etc. I won't say too much else, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's the good. Yeah,
I've been connecting with so many like overseas friends now because you're home now
yeah.
with FaceTime.
That's
So
it. And you know what's so funny?
yeah,
It's
you
not
don't
like
think
this
of it.
technology only became available during coronavirus. Like it's always been there.
Yeah,
But I think it was us finding time for each other is the thing that was missing, and that's what this virus has done. So like in a way it's good because I think it's causing people to sort of realize what's actually important in life,
absolutely.
and yeah, so
Now
cheers COVID-19.
I've been dialing all my friends. Like yesterday, I dialed six of them. So yeah,
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter where they are. They could be in London, Sydney, whatever. Like it's so good to
yeah,
keep in touch and feel connected still, and it's
yeah,
amazing.
gotta do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me, how did we meet? Back in
We
2000 and
met four,
two,
15,
two, yeah,
14,
it's
15.
Dreamgirls. You were in
I think it
Dreamgirls
was
as couple.
Dreamgirls.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
with Stage Up, which was amazing. How
And
was how?
honestly, like big love to Stage Art.
Yeah,
I know they're taking an extended hiatus at the moment,
yeah.
but I am hopeful that they will come back. But this was the first musical, like professional musical that I had ever done. I have to tell you about this audition. It's the
Okay,
funniest story.
tell me about the
Cool.
audition.
Okay. So like I didn't go to like theater school or drama school or whatever. I rocked up to the audition and I was wearing Vans and like leopard print tights and this like random like purple flowy top. And the audition brief had said to bring like your chorus heels. Like I didn't know what chorus heels was. I just brought like normal heels.
What are
And
chorus
it's like
heels?
like the dance shoes. Like they've got
Oh,
like a
okay.
2 or 3 inch heel. Like they're pretty standard. I didn't know that. I just brought wedges. It was really bad. And like, who's this noob? Like I walk into this room and there's all these like incredible dancers and singers and actors. Like I've never acted in my life. I don't dance. I sing. So I went in for the role of Effie White. And my agent at the time put me down just for Effie White. If I didn't get Effie White, I wouldn't accept any other role in the show. I mean, look, it was pretty ambitious of a thing to walk in dressed like that with that expectation. But um, it was weird, like doing the dance course, like learning the steps, and I was like, I'm not a dancer, and they're like, you're gonna have to do these in heels. Like, are you gonna be able to do that? And I was like, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to make it happen because this is my part. I'm just here for the formalities, but you're gonna cast me as if you like. And then I got the part, which was awesome. So
and you
yeah,
rocked it.
and it's just funny because like to this day, I've done like 2 or 3 other stage productions. I still don't own a pair of chorus heels. Like I've just never bought them. It's not a thing that I ever invested in. But
No.
yeah, so we staged that show at Chapel Off Chapel in 2015.
Yeah.
And it was the most incredible 5 months of my life, honestly. It's this weird thing. I made a post on Facebook the year before after watching the Dreamgirls movie, and I was like, I was born in the wrong time. I feel like I'm supposed to be Effie White. You know, I wanted to be like Jennifer Holliday, like Broadway production star. And now it really shattered me that there was no theater company that was willing to stage a production of it. And obviously the same excuses of like there isn't enough of a talent pool of actors of color
Yeah.
that will be able to portray these characters accurately. But it was just a matter of looking in all the right places because stage art has done it year after year after year. So
Absolutely. And you're in the phenomenal musical The Color Purple.
as well, yeah. So
Yeah.
that was yeah, and that was a career defining moment for me actually. I think
Yeah.
that after we did that show, I decided that life was too short to not just go for it. And I remember quitting my job when that production finished so that I could do
Was
music full time.
and thank
Yeah.
God. and
Thank
and
God.
yeah, The Color Purple was phenomenal, and it was critically and so successful. And stage I commend stage for taking risks and doing these musicals, and they killed
Absolutely.
it. So
Yeah.
amazing.
Love it. Yeah.
And then I got you to come and join us for our first Chapel Summer session in 2016. And we
Yes.
never
Oh
looked
my God.
back.
We never looked back. I've been doing chapel summer
Yeah.
sessions year after year. I think this year was year 5.
Yeah.
And every single time I've done this show, I've always like this is like the thing that I look forward to most every single year because I
Oh,
have an opportunity to grow my live show, to try new
that's what I've seen
things.
so much.
Yeah, just like that growth. I always
Yeah.
it's so I was looking at clips of that first year and I'm just like, oh, so cute. And then I look at everything that happened afterwards. So like the like sheer amount of like
Your
the growth,
confidence and oh,
yeah, but even the production, just
yeah,
like this year was
a
full
killer.
on. I was so blown away when I got when you sent those videos. I was like, when can we post these? It's so good.
I
I
posted Numb
honestly,
today in full, which was amazing.
cheers.
Such
Oh,
a
can't wait.
killer.
I'll hook it up to the TV and have a look. But it's one of those things where I imagine something in my head. This has happened every single year. I imagine something in my head, and then we get into the space and communicating with you, communicating with the team at Chapel, it just
Mm.
brings it to life. And I'm not the best person when it comes to articulating my creative ideas. I'm
Yeah.
not very good at like visual conceptualization. I see something in my head and then I hope for the best. And
We,
every single year it's happened, and it's just the best. Like last year with Nairi coming
um,
and doing like the
that was
entrance and like just the
goosebump
lights.
material. It was like,
Oh,
elevator out of my
seriously?
body.
Yeah, I was very, very lucky that she was even keen to do it because I'm just like a massive fangirl. And every time we ever meet each other in person, like she's just like so chill, like we're mates, and I'm just like, oh, I love you. So I can't spend
I
too
want to
much
be your
time
best
around
friend.
her. Here's my number.
Here's my
Actually,
number.
she's
Call
got my
me.
number. We've texted before,
Oh.
but ring me anytime. Let our kids have a play date after COVID. Love it. Yeah, and it's such a lovely thing. I've made so many incredible moments. I've made so many incredible memories as an artist on that stage. And
Yes.
I've grown in every aspect of my artistry on that stage, from theater to, my acting and then my original music. Like that's such an incredible space. It's a sacred space for me. And yeah, every opportunity I get to play at Chapel in any capacity, I leave it all on the floor, honestly. So I'm
Oh.
just, yeah, really happy ah, to know
I'm,
you and to be in this conversation.
no, I'm so happy that we have you to play with us. Like this year, Nam was phenomenal. Like it was,
Thank you.
yeah, the whole show was phenomenal. Yeah, Nam was my favorite.
Thank you.
How did this song come about?
No,
Hey
Henry
Taylor.
had made this beat. Hi, Taylor. Oh, and also Kate. And hi,
Hey.
Kate. who's been watching along. Um, Henry had this beat. He'd made it a while ago, and it sat on his computer, and he just kept trying to push it on me. He's like, "Hey, write to this," and I was like, "I don't know. It's a little bit too, it's a bit too hip hop for me. I don't think people will get it. Like, I'll do it, and we'll just see how it goes. But I don't know if we're gonna play it live. Like, how would this even translate with the live band? Let's just okay, whatever." So after a lot of like persistence, I wrote to it, and the lyrics, when I was writing about it, I was kind of toying with the idea of having to having to sort of like change the way that you are to fit in,
Yeah.
to make other people comfortable, and what kind of emotional toll that takes on you at the end of it. Like, so going numb, it's like, well, I've become a completely different version of myself. I don't even recognize myself anymore. I don't feel anything. I don't connect with this person, this shell that I've become, and that's what that song was about. And it's kind of using the metaphor of drinking, because obviously when you're trying to confront us, unless you're underage and shouldn't be, don't use
No.
alcohol as a tool. But just, I see a young person here. Hello, hi Kevin. Um, just sort of that idea of obviously numbing yourself to the pain of having to
Fit in.
deal with a situation that you don't want to be in and that you're not happy in. Um, and when I collaborated with Remy,
How
that
did that,
whole yeah, that
how did
whole
that come out?
situation, it's actually so funny because I messaged him on Facebook or Insta, and I had a bit of Dutch courage. I'd had a couple of drinks, and this was like 2 weeks before the song was supposed to come out. And I was like, "Hey, would you be keen on doing a verse on the song Numb? Here's the bounce. I wrote it about this, but I would love to see what you could do with it. I think it would be a really great opportunity to get to know each other artistically and as people, and see what comes out." And I didn't really expect him to reply. I woke up the next morning to like a reply being like, "Yo, my G, I'm so excited, blah blah blah. Come over anytime. Let's write about it." And
Oh, so beautiful.
I was so random. I was just
Yeah.
like, "Okay, cool, sweet." So I went to his house, and we decided to do like well, not his house, his producer's house, so it's a
Yeah.
woodwork. We decided to do like a contra deal. He was like, "Okay, I'll write a verse for your tune if you do a song with us." And I was like, "Sick, let's do it." So when I was there, I recorded my parts for his song. That was My People. And
Oh,
then in
yeah.
return,
Amazing track as
yeah,
well.
she is off so fun. Like
Oh my God,
that song reminds me
that
of summer.
clip is something out of this world.
Oh, it's beautiful. I don't remember what suburb that house was in, but everything was like, it was like that house was made for video shoots. Because like
Oh,
the dining room and was just pink. Everything was pink. It was amazing.
I felt like I was
At least
transported over, to America. Yeah, it's so beautiful. You know what I
thank you. It was a very
mean?
hardworking team behind that video.
So good.
Um, yeah. So then when he wrote his verse, we talked a little bit about like our life experiences, and I think this was the first time that I had a conversation with anyone about how I'd felt about what I'd spoken about earlier, sort of changing myself so much to a point where I didn't recognize myself anymore, not just in the sense of like, I guess, the things that I like or the way that I am, but more so my identity as a
Yeah.
person of color. Um, and I've never put politics in my music. Like I don't do it. I just feel like, not with the platform that I have, but I come from a reality TV world, and people that listen to my music and that support me are not the kind of people that I want to have those conversations with,
Yeah.
to be honest. They're really
Yeah.
not. I've got two very distinct audiences, and I had never done anything. I'd never sort of created something specifically for my other audience. So this was the first time that I delved into that, and I was very scared when I went to release this. But this ended up being the song that like got picked up by a lot of like radio, and I did a bunch of touring, and it essentially ended up launching my career in the way that I had been working towards for so long, and it got me noticed. And I think it's because I realized in order to make an impact, you've got to be unafraid to do things that make people uncomfortable, and to talk about things that make people
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And this was not really a narrative that people were familiar with coming from me. I'm the person that writes songs about lovemaking and heartbreak and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I don't sing about politics and my experience as being black, but there it was in a song.
And then you
Yeah.
followed it up with Gag Water,
Yeah, which like it was meant to be this
which
like
was
a similar
awesome.
sort of
Anyone hasn't
message.
listened to that song, it's phenomenal. Anyway,
Yes,
go about
please go listen to
it.
it.
Yeah,
Spent a lot of money on that video clip. Please
yeah.
go watch it. Please.
Yes.
That one, it became a broader message. It wasn't just about being a
Yeah.
person of color. It was about anyone that had ever been othered in their lives. Anyone that sort of defies the status quo.
Yeah.
Whether you're an immigrant or
Yeah.
you're queer or
Yeah.
you're just there's something about you that is considered different or weird or other. And that song was for everybody else, not your average. It was for everybody else. And I felt really proud of that song. Um, yeah,
Loved it. And I love
thanks.
Gag Water and up there along with
Yeah,
something. I love Digital Love Letters. I love Something and Work.
thank you.
They're my inspiration songs when I'm driving to work.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. It's actually really, really beautiful to hear you say
Yeah,
that because
yeah,
a lot of those songs, like Digital Love Letters, like for anyone here that doesn't know, like that was my first EP. I put
yeah.
that out in 2016.
2016, yeah.
And yeah, when I put it out, I was just kind of like, oh, cool, I've got an EP. I'm going to tour it and do all this stuff. I didn't expect to be touring that same body of work 6 years later. Like, and it's still going because my audience, when I first put it out, only extended to Melbourne. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't, no one else ever really, wasn't a national thing. I was known in Melbourne, like that was it. And then after Numb kind of had its like sort of mini viral sort of success, whatever, I started touring around
I do, Kate.
like the country.
I
Yes,
do
you
play it
can.
all
Like,
the time.
love it. I started touring around the country and then like playing shows in cities that I'd never really gone to before. Like I was playing in WA. I played in Perth and Freo, and these rooms were like they weren't chockers, but there were a significant enough amount of people there that I was like, okay, sweet.
That's
People
great.
are listening to my stuff, and
Yeah.
that was a brand new audience to play the songs from my first EP to. So I had like another sort of run with the CP. So it was great. It's the lifespan of this project has really gone. It's gone on and on, which is great. But I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to show my emotional and artistic maturity and new material. And I have a new set. I have a new band, and I'm
Oh,
just.
you can't wait.
It's so sad because 2020 was meant to be the year that I like just go out there with this new band and this new music. Like we were just gonna like go for it, and then all our shows got cancelled.
That's
Everyone's just gonna wait a little bit longer.
how was doing the live stream last week?
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I think we're kind of in this like weird period where everyone's still working out
yeah,
how to do everything and like work out logistics and stuff. So like the easier your setup, the better it is. Like you
yeah.
just eliminate the amount of risk. Um, so for us, like I enjoyed it because it was a chance to play my songs and to interact with some people, and I enjoyed it for that reason. I know that these streams will only get better with
Yeah,
time. Like the more we do and the more sort of comfortable we get. I
absolutely.
I kind of have some feelings about, live streaming things or like full gigs on like Instagram and stuff at the moment. I feel the value of artistry at the moment is just a little bit I feel like artists and creatives are super undervalued at the moment, and that's
Absolutely.
purely just due to the fact that this virus is obviously it's compromised everyone's gigs, and then when it comes to getting compensated for stuff, people want to perform. Like the first urge is to just perform and to get yourself out there. So people doing gigs on Instagram and stuff. It's really beautiful. It's inspiring, and it gives people an opportunity to forget about all the crap that's happening at the moment.
People are
But
searching for
then
that too.
they're searching for it, yeah. But
Yeah,
then that also sort of is a double-edged sword
yeah,
because it's kind of set this precedent that art can be accessed for free,
yeah,
which is, something that we've been fighting against for so long, like people getting paid properly for their gigs and
yeah,
getting properly compensated. Like the reason people are playing gigs online is because there are no gigs in person. We're not playing gigs for free because we have bills to pay. Most people's landlords aren't actually giving them a
free
discount on
rent.
their rent or
Yeah,
giving them free rent in this period. Like people need to pay for their expenses. People need to eat, you know? So
yeah,
I want to be on the right side of that battle, and I'm making a point to not play full shows on
yeah,
Instagram or anything. Like I'll come on and I'll do a song or two or whatever because I know that it makes people happy if they want to
yeah.
see it. Like I did one as Thomas the Tank Engine
I love
yesterday.
that. Yes.
Listen.
That's so
See,
good.
this is what I mean. Because that wasn't a gig. That was like me mucking around. Like I'd had a couple of lines. Like that's the kind of value, like community value you'll get from me, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just I don't want to sort of make it okay to give art away for free. If I see friends that are on Instagram Live, you know, doing
Yeah.
shows, I will, you know, because they post their PayPal links and stuff, you know, I'll give them what I can because
Yeah.
I've watched it, I've enjoyed it, and I appreciate their artistry and what it means for them to be doing that. And I hope that everybody that gets the opportunity or is in a position to be able to do so can do the same because we still need to we still need to look
Survive.
after ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got to survive. And COVID-19 or not, people should be getting paid for their art. So yeah, if you have the ability to do so, please give generously.
Yes, 100% agree. And on that,
Mm.
when are you releasing your cookbook? Kate had a good
Okay.
question. When are you releasing that cookbook? That's for Kate.
Well, I think maybe that'll be like a by winter sort of thing. I'll like maybe do like a digital format version because
Those
I've actually
videos
got
are
a pay.
amazing. Love
Thank you.
them.
They're so much fun. I want to like up my production value though for real. So I've got like a Patreon account and my patrons pay like a subscription fee. It's like a certain amount of dollars a month. And like depending on what level that they can afford or whatever. And basically that money's all going to a kitty so I can buy like a proper camera and stuff to like do overdubs properly with and like to do all these recipes. And I'm making these recipes up as I go. So it's a really good opportunity to trial and error some stuff. And
So,
yeah,
so
no,
good.
maybe I'll do it by winter. Okay.
I
I
love
didn't actually. Okay, I'll make a cookbook. Thanks, Kate. That's a really great suggestion.
it. With the videos, you have the cookbook, and then we have the aprons, and then there'll
Yeah.
be
Oh,
the
I've got to do the
sauces.
tutorials, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly.
Thank you. You can have a stake in my business since you
Hey,
gave me such a great idea.
yes, I'll help you. I'll help you promote it. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Hey,
Cheers.
and talking about cooking, if I had a
Mm.
dinner and you can invite three people to it, who would it be? Alive or
Number one, definitely Beyonce because hello, I love me some Beyonce. I
yeah.
mean, I don't know whether she'd show up because let's be honest, she's probably never going to read the friggin' email I sent her, but that's all right. Beyonce, I'd invite. Um, Number two, probably Oprah because I
Oprah.
want to. Yeah, I'd love to pick her brain and get a
Yeah.
sense of where this mogul mentality came from and how I can manifest some of the awesome opportunities that she has had and be like Australia's equivalent to Oprah. I want to, I would love to be at that level of notoriety where I can do things for people and help change lives. Like, there's nothing I
Oh,
love more than
you do.
having,
You're doing that already with mentoring and teaching and
thank you. Yeah, I want to do it on a much bigger scale, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, really go to places with, you know, lack of accessibility to, you know,
yeah.
music programs or, you know, but yeah, in order to do that, I have to amass my own wealth. So I need to do that first.
We're gonna
And
manifest that.
then, yeah, so like I said, I was manifesting an iPhone 11 for my birthday. It
Yeah.
hasn't come yet, but I'm not giving up hope. It's definitely coming. Don't
Don't
know
worry.
when, but
I'm
it'll
on a 7 at the moment. I'm hoping for 11 too. But 7-Eleven.
I will
There you
manifest it with you, darling. Cheers.
go. Cheers.
um, yeah. And the third, yeah, probably you could be. Kate
Oh,
Faber,
thank
very
you.
good. We always have a good time and good chats, and I appreciate nothing more than like good, genuine company. And I think to be in the company of great people makes you a great person as well. You can't give your energy to people that you need to constantly like try and impress. I feel like I could just be myself around you. I don't have to try and
Vice
put
versa.
myself
Yeah.
on. So thank
It's,
you.
it's
Yeah, no.
family.
So
It's
it's
family.
yeah, it is. And to be honest, I don't have this kind of relationship with any other venue managers. So you're good. And I've met a lot of them. So
we're very lucky.
I'm very lucky. Thank you for. Yeah, I feel like we're mates. It's good. We are mates. I don't
We
feel like
are.
that. We are. We are mates.
Definitely. And
Mm.
tell me about this year's sessions with the choir. How was that to orchestrate?
Listen, I didn't have anything to do with that choir. I have to give a big, big, massive shout out. My best friend Leona Tatafu. So
She's amazing.
she's incredible. So she sang at the chapel sessions the year before.
Yeah.
It was her, her sister, and I were doing backing vocals for Nairi when she did her part of the set. So we've all worked together. We've known each other for the last coming up to 9 years now. And I went to uni with Leona, so she was 2 year levels above
Oh
me.
wow.
And yeah, and I was just like this little kid in first year and she was in third year, and she was the only one at the uni who was doing like soul and R&B and the kind of music that I wanted to be doing. And I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. I really want to look up to her. She asked me to
Yeah.
be in her recital band because yeah, whenever the third years were doing their end of year showcases, their recitals, they would create their bands for that show based on people that were in the school. So I put my hand up for it and we instantly connected and we became really good friends and we've been
She's
best friends ever
divine.
since. She's
Divine human being.
amazing. I love her. An incredible, compassionate person. She's incredibly talented. And I feel like she puts her finger in every project. Like I feel like if you name a thing, she's had something to do with it in some capacity. But she's very like background. She won't ever be in the foreground of anything, so you don't know she's there. So with this choir, I was like, I want you to just take control. Here are some recordings of my repertoire. We're not changing anything. This is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I want you to put together a choir of your best singers, up to 20 people. Go for it. I want you to arrange all the vocals, whatever. Like you just take control. Here's your budget. Go for it. And I went to one rehearsal, and this was in like the very early stages
Yeah. When
of
Charlie
this
was really
room.
young.
Yeah, and like this room full of like 20 amazing singers. And I had Charlie there, and everyone's just like singing my songs. And I was like, I've never heard the song sound like this before. And this is like, I had goosebumps, honestly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of things impress me. I'm not going to say that to be a dick. And I know I probably sound like a dick, but not a lot of things impress me.
Yeah.
It takes a lot
Totally,
for me to
totally
be
get
like,
it.
oh, what my God. And that was one of those moments. And I was just so blown away. And the thing is, she wasn't singing in the choir. She was
Mm.
directing everybody. She's like throwing her hands up
Mm.
and directing everybody, like crescendos here,
Shit.
harmonies here, split, unison. And I was like, look at you go. You're so incredible. And I knew then that the show was going to be just so next level and it was so much more than I could have ever anticipated. And that's purely because of the amount of work that she put in. The band and I, we were rehearsed and we'd already put the set together from months ago. So we
Yeah.
did the same thing that we'd been doing from our festivals at the end of the year. When we did our first run through of the show was sound check. And I
It
was
was
just like,
amazing. Like, me and Kate sat in
so
there. We
blown
were like so impressed. We were blown away. Like,
away.
wow, she's taking it to my next level again from the year before.
It's amazing. Like, I can't take credit for it. Like it's Leona all the way. Because
Yeah.
we were talking about it and she was feeling a little bit let down. There were a few opportunities that she'd had with the choir that had fallen through. And it wasn't like big things. It was like maybe two or three songs at like certain events and those opportunities had been cancelled, just like due to mismanagement and stuff. And she was like, oh, everyone's worked really hard and I feel really upset. I'm going to let everybody down and this gig's not going to work out and I don't know what to do. I've put in so much time and effort. And I was like, well, chapel's in Feb. Do you want to do the choir? Like, you can bring the choir and do my set. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, my originals. Just like, and it won't be like one or two songs. Like, I want you to do like a proper, like, solid amount of work. Like,
Yeah.
so
It was
everyone's investment of time will be worth something and they'll feel like they contributed to the show. They weren't just there for like
one
aesthetics.
thing.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they were there to actually elevate the performance and contribute something. And she was just like, that's amazing. Oh my God, you would trust me with your music that way? That's amazing. Let's do it. And 8 weeks later, there we were selling out the show. The friggin' dressing room. I didn't go downstairs once to say hi to anyone because we were upstairs in the dressing room singing for like an hour and a half after we got off stage
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
just the most beautiful sense of community. Ibby had to come upstairs and like usher us out of the venue. Like that's it's like, okay, y'all need to leave.
But I was downstairs, like when I opened the doors to let everybody out, and everyone who came out of the theater was like, "Wow, what did I just experience?" It's hard to explain for people who haven't seen it, but when they come out, they know. They think,
Yeah.
yeah, Dance with the
Um,
Devil. Dance with the Devil, we just released on YouTube. You can go check it out on our YouTube page. Phenomenal with the choir and beautiful. And what about Along the
thanks.
Way?
It's
Is
just
that a new song?
Along the Way is a new song, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. In the later part of 2018, I was in Singapore with Sampa the Great. So I sing in her band as well. I do backing
Wow.
vocals for her. Yeah, she's awesome. I love her.
Let's get it.
Um,
Let's get her in.
let's do it next year. Next year.
Exactly.
Um, so we went to Singapore and they put us all in like our own hotel rooms. And I'd never done a gig where you get put up in your own hotel room. I always have to share. And it was like 40 degrees. I'm sitting out on the balcony. I'm having a glass of wine. And booze in general is so expensive in Singapore. What the hell is that about? First of
Oh,
all.
really?
Anyway, like it was like $20 for a glass of wine. And I was like, this is
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm sitting on the balcony and there's this Dropbox folder with a bunch of beats that Henry has set aside for me. So I find this beat and I'm just like playing it over and over. It's just like a 16 bar loop. And I just started like humming this melody. So I just like voice recorded with this phone that they gave us in the hotel room. Like every hotel room got a smartphone with like data on it so you could like go
Use it.
around.
That's
So I
amazing.
was using that, yeah. And I was like recording all my ideas and I wrote the song on that balcony like from start to finish. Like it was probably the weirdest way I've ever written a song before, but it was great. And I never really thought that I'd do anything with it. And then when we put the new band together, Henry's in the background.
Hey, Henry.
Hey, Henry. Anyways, because we did, I sent the recording to one of my new band members, Christian, who plays guitar, second guitar. And I got him to do a rearrangement of the song, and then we decided to put it in the set, and it was just, it's basically, and I know I talk about this at the beginning of the song, but it's just basically the timeline of a relationship, and obviously using journeys as a metaphor. Like life is a long road, and then there's like speed bumps and detours and all this. Like that's basically talking about whenever things go wrong or whenever like you take a certain path to your destiny or whatever, and how being in a relationship that's not good for you, like a toxic one that
Yeah.
doesn't serve you, will send you down a bad path. And basically that bad path was like, well, this person stumbled on this rock named Sarah and fell into a ditch named Becky, like just all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, look, I'm gonna pick myself up. I'm gonna go this other way because I'm not gonna entertain this. And
Instead of
yeah,
all that.
I don't know, it's
Yeah.
just yeah.
It's a
And I
gorgeous
think
tune.
everyone can relate to that in some way. Not necessarily about relationships, but that metaphor applies to so many things,
In
like
life. Yeah.
friends that don't make you the best version of yourself, or
Hmm.
toxic situations, work environments, family that doesn't support you. Just yeah, it's all there.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
but I'm glad
it's,
you like it.
it's an
I really
awesome
like
track.
it. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey, we got a hi from South Africa. It's amazing. Hello.
Hi, Zinklen no yogo. I hope I said that right. I don't know. I probably didn't.
I, I was wondering if you can sing us a song.
Oh, I could probably do that. Um, but I have to do the trademark.
Yes.
Hi, Tino. Tino's watching us from Dubai.
Oh, wow.
Tino's one of my friends. I went to uni with him as well. me, him, Leona. Him and Leona used to be my backing vocals. They were my very, very first background vocals. He's got such a beautiful voice.
Ah,
Yeah. Where is it? Anyways, I don't think
Lord.
it's here. I'm very upset. My trademark's not here.
Oh, you're trying for your background. How do you use that? You gotta teach me.
There's a
Is it
little
a face?
on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
If you press the face,
yeah.
there's a bunch of filters, and you can scroll
Ah,
across. I mean, they
well,
got
there
rid of
you
Thomas the
go.
Tank Engine, so I can't use that. But I'll use the other one. This is another one that I like to use.
Do it. Oh,
Okay. So I'm gonna take you back to my theater days
yeah.
because I love this song, and I thought it would be a good one to sing. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet.
No, I can hear you
Hi,
very well.
Judy. Hi from Lawn. Hello.
Hello, Kate.
So many great comments. I haven't been reading them. I'm sorry. Okay. Alrighty. Is the music too loud or is it alright?
No,
Okay. Here we go.
he's so cute.
If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Then click your heels 3 times if you believe. Then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic that's inside your heart. Believe in yourself, not because I've told you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, hell, just believe in yourself as I believe in you.
We love you.
Cheers. I love you. Thanks for the chat. That was so much fun.
I love chatting to you always, and
No,
thank you
likewise.
for being an inspiration to us all. And
Thank
I,
you.
seeing you perform each year just gives me more goosebumps, and I love playing with you. You're just a beautiful artist and person in real life to deal with, and I appreciate your time,
Thank you,
Thando.
Ibby. I appreciate your love and your support over all the years. And I just, I'm in such great company and I really appreciate the love and the encouragement to be the best artist I can be. And yeah, my growth comes from all my love and support from the team around me, and you're part of that. So
Ah,
thank you.
I,
And thank you to
oh,
everyone who's watching and supports me as well. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Thando.
Thanks for having me. Love you.
Love you.
Bye,
Thanks, folks, for
Kate.
watching. Hi, Kate. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Hopefully on the stage.
Yes,
Thanks.
hopefully. Go away, COVID-19. It's
Oh no.
time to go away.
Hurry up.